Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, or depending on what time you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. Today, I am on my way to Shea's Performing Arts Center, a different type of theater experience on today's episode. So I'm not exactly going to see a movie, but what I am going to see is a musical based on a very popular movie, that being Back to the Future, the musical. Now, I was just in Martha's Vineyard a week ago celebrating the 50th anniversary of Jaws, and here I am about to celebrate another anniversary as Back to the Future, the 1985 film, was released 40 years ago on July 3rd. So in about a little bit less than a week, Back to the Future will be celebrating its 40th anniversary, which is exciting. I thought about this last year when I actually got these tickets. I thought about should I go out to California and do some filming locations. I'm sure there's some events going out there. Universal Studios Hollywood had this really cool thing called Fan Fest, which they did something for Back to the Future. So I thought about it, but because I just got back from Martha's Vineyard, I figured that probably wouldn't happen. But however, I did find out that Back to the Future the musical is touring and that they would be here for a week. And I figured, perfect. What a better way to celebrate than a show on a Sunday afternoon, a matinee. So I figured that'd be perfect timing. Shea's Performing Arts Center, it's an historic theater here in Buffalo. I personally have not been there in almost 15 years. I think the last show I saw there was The Lion King in 2011. So I'm excited to go back and see this. I love Back to the Future. The trilogy is my favorite trilogy of all time. I'll probably honestly do a rewatch of that this week. But for now, just sit back, relax, and we will be there shortly. All right. Yep, there they are. Back to the Future, the musical. Yeah, even though I grew up here in Buffalo, I never really spent too much time down here in the theater district. So it's kind of cool coming down here as you're older and exploring. There's a lot more theater stuff than I remember besides Shea's. There's some other theaters as well. There's also just some good places to eat, interesting architecture. So yeah, whenever I get a chance to come down here on a beautiful Sunday, I'll do it. There actually is a movie theater right across from Shea's. Yeah, AMC. I've never been to this AMC before. Sure.
Wait 1 second. Hello, Daddy. That's why I don't like to go late at night. This is a Sunday night show. Oh, yeah.
Who I ran into, my best friend Paul. Hi Paul, what are you doing here? Are you going to see Back to the Future too? Will you be my date to the Enchantment Art of Sea Dance? Okay. Wow, this looks pretty good. All right, I gotta figure out my seat. Let's see if we can figure this out.
So tell me where I don't mind. You got just promise me you'll be back in time.
All right, and I just got out of Back to the Future, the musical, and I must say, that was a really good show. Very entertaining. You know, it's a bit different than the movie. It's a musical, so there's a lot of original music, which did throw me off a bit in the beginning, but then I got used to it. They still do the classics. They still do Earth Angel, Johnny Be Good, Back in Time, and Power of Love. And then they do change up. There's certain scenes that get cut or they kind of rework stuff. I wasn't sure if that was because of it was just being a live show. Probably the biggest one is going to be they cut the diner scene, or essentially what they do is they take the cafeteria scene and the diner scene and they kind of merge it into one. So that was a little interesting, a little different. I mean, the diner scene with the chase and the manure is my favorite. So they did change that up a bit. I was a little disappointed that, you know, Biff doesn't say I hate manure. But overall, I thought it was a really good show. Of course, I had to get some merch, so I got myself a t-shirt and a magnet. And yeah, I'd highly recommend, if this is playing anywhere near you, go check it out. It's worth it. So yeah, I'm going to head home. I see that there's some traffic building up, so I might be stuck here for a minute, which is fine. But yeah, I want to thank everybody for joining me on this awesome day as we did something a little bit different. That's it. I'll see you in the future, or in the past. All right.
See you, chump.